Hi, Ageless Women. Danna and Robyn here with another episode of Healthy Cooking for the Ageless Woman. Today, Robyn has brought us 3 quick and easy, extremely healthy salad dressing recipes.
You know, we encourage you to eat salads. I eat salads on a regular basis. It's an easy way to get fresh vegetables into your diet. And I used to, like most people, just buy salad dressing at the grocery store. And I've learned, because I became a big label reader, that those dressings are really not that good for you. I mean, the oils that are used, they use soybean oil, they use canola oil, there's sugar, there's emulsifiers in them. And so what we wanted to do today was bring you 3 quick dressings you can make from home with your own healthy, good oils and good ingredients.
And I want to point out, we have a podcast on this and we'll link you to it. But the reason we're talking about some of those oils you think are supposedly healthy, like the canola and so forth, is they cause inflammation in your body because you're getting way too many of those omega-6 fatty acids, as well as they're not always manufactured in the most healthy way. So that's as much as we'll say about that today. But as you watch that other or listen to that other podcast, I think you're going to be highly motivated to make your own dressing, and it is so fast. We're going to go with quality ingredients. So what's the first dressing?
The first dressing is just what I call a house dressing. I mean, this is the simplest thing. We're not going to blend it. We're just going to take a little jar, shake it up, and we're ready to go. So we're going to start with a fresh lemon, and we're going to cut that lemon in half, and we're going to juice it. You've got your juicer out, and we need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So literally juicing it right. Can you juice it into there?
I can, and hopefully it...
There's.
Oh, look at that.
There is 1. Okay, that's good. We should probably do it over this.
Yeah, it won't hurt.
It doesn't matter if there's a little extra.
This half is not quite enough. Hang tight.
And this one we're using a Meyer lemon, which is really juicy. You can use regular lemon.
There we go.
Okay, there's 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar,
which is so healthy for you. You've heard us talk about it before, but you can have this in water in the morning, and it has so many benefits for health for your body.
That's
1 tablespoon.
Raw apple cider vinegar.
Raw.
Get the raw unfiltered.
Yes.
Okay, that has all the good good bacteria in it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, now we want olive oil, and we're going to use a really good quality olive oil for this dressing because this is the base. It's a very simple dressing, and we want tasty olive oil. And not all olive oils taste the same. This one is really rich and buttery.
This was pressed up in Central California. My husband and I went on our 30th wedding anniversary up there, and so we went olive oil tasting. You said 1/4 cup?
Yeah, 1/4 cup.
And this was our favorite. Like Robyn said, taste this, Robyn. It's okay. We taste our own stuff.
It's delicious by itself. This is the kind that you would want to put good bread in.
Yeah. If you're going to go with that 10% of fun food, use that.
I'm going to grab a spoon out of here, a little teeny spoon.
Okay.
We need about a clove of garlic, and we didn't want to press garlic ourselves today, so we're just using, this is just chopped garlic, nothing else that you can buy at the grocery store. So it's usually about a teaspoon, about that much.
That makes life so easy. You know, pressing garlic is not my favorite thing.
Salt and pepper, I would say about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. We're just going to, look what I'm doing.
You're going to twist
I'm
my
trying
salt.
to grind the salt. Would you shake the salt?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my goodness, having the menopause moment.
Okay.
An ageless woman moment, should we call it?
Yes.
Okay, and then just pepper. We're just going to put fresh.
So this is super simple. When you're making a dinner, say for house full, having a variety, and this is the most basic, and people can add a little balsamic or whatever later.
Optional. Do you want to put a little?
I love herbs de Provence.
We're just going to put a pinch of herbs de Provence in there, and then
shake
the
her up.
lid on and shake it.
So talk about why we're doing glass.
Well, we're going to, with the amount that we made, we'll probably use this in the next day or 2.
Right.
Because there's really servings for maybe 2.5, maybe 3 servings of dressing in there. Shake it up, ready to go. But if you were going to store a little bit more, because this dressing stores really, really good in the refrigerator, so you could double, triple, quadruple this recipe put it in a larger jar, and this will store for a long time. So,
Okay.
did you taste?
I did. It's delicious. We have these little celery sticks to taste with. Again, it's just nice and tart, but the olive oil is so tasty. Love it. So to clarify, the reason we're using glass instead of plastic, if you're going to store it for more than a day or so, is because plastic can break down and we're just exposed to so much plastic. If you can move to glass as much as possible. And here's the thing, remember those commercial dressings that Robyn was talking about? Well, when you do have some in your fridge that are glass, keep those, rinse them out, and if you're going to make a larger amount of salad dressing, great way to store it in your fridge. Okay, we're ready for recipe number 2, Robyn.
And this is for you garlic lovers. We're going to make a garlic and herb dressing. And we are going to double the recipe. We're going to make twice as much as the previous recipe. So we're going to start with 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar.
You can see this is becoming a big thing in my life. Now I'm buying the big ones.
Yeah.
We used up most of my last one. And so unfiltered, raw, 4 tablespoons. There we go.
And then I'm going to put in about 2 teaspoons of the garlic. We're also using the bullet on this one. You don't have to. You could use any kind of shaker cup, put your lid on and shake it when it's done. But I like to have sometimes the dressing a little bit creamier, and you're going to see as we whip it in the bullet, it's going to emulsify it a little bit more. Okay, next we need Dijon mustard, and
Okay.
we're going to use 4 teaspoons.
Alrighty. I love Dijon. This is Grey Poupon.
Yes,
Remember that snobby commercial years ago?
I love it.
That was kind of a cute one.
In the
I'm gonna have
car
to-
where they
Yeah.
come-
Do you have some Grey Poupon?
But of course.
Yes, that was. I'm definitely dating myself. But if you're one of our ageless women, you remember the commercial too. You know you do.
And then after that, we're going to put our, not our apple cider vinegar, we did that, our olive oil. So let's
Okay.
put a half a cup.
So it's right there, and we're using my regular, everyday, good quality, always virgin, quality olive oil, but not my favorite from the winery or the Olive Garden because you're not going to taste it as much this way. So quarter cup,
2 quarter cups.
2 quarter cups
So
equal a half a cup.
Half a cup.
Major math today on Ageless Woman Cooking. Okay.
And then the regular recipe, when we don't double, calls for a teaspoon of salt. So we would normally be putting in 2 teaspoons, but I want to start with 1 just to season it to taste, and then we can add more salt if we want.
Okay, so there's a teaspoon of sea salt.
Let's start with that, and then we'll taste it. We
Okay.
like things salty, but again, do it to your taste. If you don't like it too salty, use
Do
less.
you want to put the herbs in first?
We're gonna put the herbs in
sorry.
before we blend.
I'm getting ahead of you.
Okay, so we didn't have fresh herbs. This dressing is really good if you have fresh herbs on hand. Basil, thyme, marjoram, anything that is fresh, just chop them up and put it in, and that actually enhances better, but we didn't
Well,
have
here.
that.
Oh, that's not real. I usually do have basil plants,
She
but
usually
but
does.
I always have dry.
So many of you probably have this. This is a 21 seasoning salute, just herbs. Woo!
Came out
I
fast.
threw that in there fast, so wow. I'm not even measuring. And then this is thyme, and I'm just
I love
tossing
thyme.
a bunch in there.
It is in Herbes de Provence, but by itself, it just has a little bit of a unique flavor.
And you can't really overdo that.
And it's what's nice too. Sometimes when we buy fresh herbs at the store, they can start to go bad, but you can put them in here.
Yes.
I mean, not bad like rotten, but they're just not as pretty and fresh, and so great place to put it. Time to blend.
We are ready to blend.
All right. So obviously these are
These are
super
so
simple.
I mean, you should have almost everything in your cupboard. Here we go, blend. Keep it in there a little.
Oh,
It's getting a little thicker versus
and look at the color.
our
Yeah.
other dressing, which I'm just showing you the difference. This is a thinner, and we're getting more air in as we blend. So
More?
Go ahead. And it just thickens it a little bit more. How much is in there? Let's taste it first before we
Okay.
might want to add more.
I just want to show
Salt.
of course, the mustardy color. So this is how you decide, does it have enough salt for your taste? Does it have enough herbs? Mm-hmm. It's
Very good.
amazing what just a teeny bit more salt will sometimes do to a recipe. But again, everybody's taste is so different.
And we could make this more garlicky if we wanted. We could put another teaspoon or two of garlic in. This is mild for me. It's perfect. I don't want to have a lot of garlic breath today.
But so many of you are always asking us, what do I do when I go out to eat? What do I do? Well, every restaurant, almost every single restaurant has great variety of salads. But of course the concern is what's the dressing and how fattening is it and how healthy is it? Well, take your own pre-measured amount in a small little container and order any salad you want.
Exactly. This is sealed. I probably would stick it in addition into a Ziploc bag just to be safe that it doesn't open up in my purse. You don't want your garlic mustard salad dressing in your purse.
Exactly.
But that's what I would do. And it's great because then most of the dressings at the restaurants, same thing. A lot of sugar, not good oils.
And especially if you're on our Ageless Woman Detox and you really want to be faithful to that, making your own dressing, make up enough that you always have it on hand. So before we move to Robyn's amazing recipe number 3 for salad dressing, we discovered something really fun as we were getting ready for this next recipe, and that is have a bunch of kind of blanched and sliced Brussels sprouts here. Robyn had an idea.
Well, they were already there, and we were tasting the dressing to see if it had enough garlic and salt in it for our liking. And I took one of the Brussels sprouts, sliced it, and dipped it in the dressing, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's delicious. So we're going to roast these Brussels sprouts and use the dressing as a drizzle. It was really tasty, so that's just another option that you can use the dressing for. If you want something really creamy and delicious, it is a creamy avocado dressing. So we're going to start with 1 ripe avocado. I already removed the pit. And this you need a blender or a bullet for, so we're just going to scoop that out. You want it ripe. This maybe could have been a teeny bit riper. So I think half of it is softer than the other half.
But when you blend it all up,
When you blend it, it's fine, but you definitely want it soft. And this is about as firm as I could go. Okay, scoop that all in there.
okay,
And then you want 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I already juiced a whole lemon, and you're going to use the juice of an entire lemon in here. We'll pour that in there. And then you want a teaspoon of salt. So
Okay.
Danna's got the salt.
thank you.
And we're going to do a teaspoon of garlic, or you could just use a small clove of garlic is fine. We're just using fresh chopped, or not fresh chopped, but chopped from the grocery store garlic. And then, of course, fresh dill if you have it. We didn't have it on hand, so we're using dry dill, 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
Yes.
So I love dill. Now this one's getting toward the end. I've got to buy some more dill.
Now, did you put salt in, right?
I did. I put the salt.
And then we're just going to grind a little bit of fresh pepper.
Alrighty.
And
That was fast. Wow.
so fast. I mean, seriously. And so healthy. Okay, so we're going to blend this in the bullet. So you want it creamy. Now, sometimes with this, depending on the avocado and how juicy your lemon is, I sometimes have to add a little bit of water. A lot of times people would think about adding more oil. It doesn't need any more fat, so I just add water to thin it out. So
Okay.
let's see how this one goes.
So you can tell when it's blending because our avocado was a little bit less ripe. There's these moments where you kind of hear it go, vroom, vroom, and you can see that it's grabbing hold of some of the more solid. So you do have to stop and check a little bit here and there. But
See if there's any chunks.
I don't think
if
there
there's
is.
not. Okay, so see, here's the thickness. That's really pretty darn thick. This is more of your dip consistency.
that is really yummy.
So what we would do to this for a dressing, because you don't want your dressing that thick, we're going to add a teeny bit of water.
So just to the consistency
Just
you
to
want,
the
so it will
consistency.
cover your greens
Exactly.
and so forth. Okay.
Okay, that's all you have to do. And just, you don't even have to reblend. You can just stir and keep stirring till you get,
So
you
look-
want to, I still need a little more water.
Which is great. You're just extending it more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I retaste it just to make sure it doesn't need any more. I didn't dilute the flavor of the salt and the herbs a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of doing a tablespoon at a time of water.
And unfortunately, I'm a messy cook and I'm always spilling on me. But unfortunately, we can't give you exact measurements because every lemon is a different size. Every avocado is a different size. And so you just have
a different ripeness in terms of how soft.
Okay, now it's starting to get a little bit softer. And I usually use it about this consistency, maybe a teeny bit more water, and then I really mix up my lettuce and so that it coats it. But it's real. Let me do one more taste test so that we see.
And I will tell you gals, this was one of the favorites. Our detox clients made the salmon patties and used this as a dressing and absolutely loved it. So remember that. Go back and find our little salmon patty recipe. Make up the avocado dressing.
And let me tell you, one of my favorite ways to do this is to make your salad with all sorts of different veggies. I sometimes will put a little bit of feta cheese with this and chicken. Salmon would be really good, and it's really, really delicious. The other thing you could do is you could put fresh chopped cilantro in it as well. Give it more of a Mexican flair.
And cilantro is super healthy for you. All these herbs are. So make your own salads up, make your own dressing.
Oh, by the way, this stores in the refrigerator. I just usually throw the pit in. Because the lemon juice is in there, it really preserves it, and it stores in the refrigerator for at least a week.
Oh, that's great. Okay, enjoy making some good healthy salads.